a subjective question. Doesn't it look way more cooler and way less vintage than the old lamp? Hey folks, this episode is about something actually on my motorcycle, which I don't like, and I don't like for very subjective reasons. So basically I have done a lot of modifications already to my 690, and I will build a separate episode about this, what I have done and why. But this particular episode is about this one, the front light. And the challenge I have with this front light is that for me this seems really not logical choice for this particular motorcycle. It kind of does not fit in. It kind of feels like it's from different era. So, and what I mean mostly about this, weirdly enough, is this yellow light. So yeah, this episode is about whether you should change your front light on your KTM690 and whether it's worth it and whether it becomes any better out of it. So my journey to this has been rather simple. So when I started to explore the different options, I of course found that there is something called rally tower. I think Nomad does it, and of course this makes the whole 690 a way cooler in terms of look and feel, especially on the front, but the price tag is quite of a challenge, and I definitely don't feel I'm ready to spend around, I think, 1,070 euros to build this whole front with the rally tower. So instead what I have chosen to do is that I have already added a KTM original windshield here, which I also really like, and which works really well, and I think it was above 100 something euros and fitted really easily and helped a lot against the I would say the wind on the highway to the chest. This is pretty much removed after I installed it. And now as a next thing I wanna switch this front light. So what I have ended up doing, let me see, I have bought this, I hope you can see. So this is called, I have to add it into the description, Xdure. Okay, there's some manual in it. So as you can see, I have not installed it yet. Xdure. Okay, let me see whether I can show it into the camera. So it's Xdure LED SW2, and in the essence it should be really straightforward. It should be just installing this instead of this, and my hope is that it gets way cooler in terms of look and feel, but just not to be so emotional about it and just to solve the yellow light issue in this episode. I was thinking to do it kind of trying to back it up with more kind of practical evidence as well. So what I have already done is that the other night, I think around 10 in the evening, when it really gets dark here, I did a small drive with the current front light in the forest, in the single tracks. I used a how you call it, low beam and high beam, and I recorded it already. So now today I will be switching this light, and then I make another ride in the evening to show you a comparison between the how you call it, Xdure LED light, this one versus the stock one. Oh, and about the price, this one cost me 86 euros, I think. So rather cheap comparing to go there with the windshield against the rally tower, if that is a really apples to apples comparison, which I'm not sure about, but at least for me this seems to be the choice right now. So yeah, so now I will wrap up here. I will ride back home and I will switch the light, and then we will conclude how it looks like, and then I do another ride in the evening, and I can mix it together with the previous recording already from the other night when the light was the current stock one. All right. Let's get to the installation of the headlight now. So as I don't have any garage, then I'm doing all my bike builds here in the garden. Okay, so you might wonder why this big blue plastic is needed. I've learned it hard way that if you don't install it, then you will probably lose something very small into the grass and you just cannot find it later. So that's why I'm trying to do all the builds on top of that, then I can find any pieces which drop to the ground easily. See the whole thing well enough. Maybe I should bring it closer. Maybe it's better if it's closer. So let me see. So I wonder what happens if I just plug it in. Maybe let's just try it. It's the fastest, probably. Not probably the smartest, but probably the fastest. Okay. So, moment of truth. Okay, this does not sound too promising. So, no lights. Let's see, loading light. Doesn't work as easy as I hoped. So just plugging it in does not work. So quick update, that has been I think an hour or so. I've taken a quick lunch, and I also I've gone back into the manuals and tried to figure out the mapping. As you remember, the just plug and play did not work, so if you just plug the new lamp into the socket, it just did not work. So what I have done is that I've used the manual, which is in English, from the new headlight. Then I went into the KTM manual, but apparently there is no wiring instructions in the KTM manual. But what I did found was the wiring for the H4 socket, which is the main bulb here. And based on that, I was able to build this map. I will attach it also into the maybe later into the video. But basically, I built the map, which colors need to map, and I used the cable which is attached to the which came with the new headlight, and I created the new wiring, which should work. So now is the moment of truth. I will connect it and let's see whether it actually works. If all goes well, it should work as intended. So the moment moment of truth is now. Tada! Something at least works. Really nice actually. And this is high beam right now. So let me switch to low beam. Okay, so at least something seems to work. So it seems that this is the daylight or low beam. Seems this is the high beam. This is driving kind of the lights. So currently it's high beam. Now it's low beam. So seems all went well, and I have now right wiring. So the next step is to plug everything again back here and also connect it, this one into the fairing here. So this will take some time. So let me work on this now. And I think we are done. So let me see. Still works? It does. High beam still works. I guess success. And well, of course, a subjective question. Doesn't it look way more cooler and way less vintage than the old lamp? Oh, and one thing that I forgot to say earlier, and I'm still assuming that what I'm saying is heard on the recording. When I was choosing this lamp, I was also looking for a lamp that has those .SIA marks and E24 marks, etc. So basically, I'm currently assuming that I can pass the technical inspection, the annual inspection we need to do for the bikes. I'm still assuming that this inspection will pass with this, so I don't need to change this lamp every time. I think this semi-annual or annual, where I have to go and show the bike in order to keep it in the register and being able to ride it on the street. So I definitely don't want to switch to this lamp every time just for that purpose. So I'm hopeful that with that lamp they will let me through as well. Alright, I guess that's all for now. Okay, so this is the new light, and was more or less the same time which I recorded the old lamp. Currently it's on low beam, so it's not even the high beam. So this is high beam. So as you can see, the whole lighting is pretty much different. Way more, I would say, equal beam, so I feel that the whole thing is way much better lighted or broadly lighted equally. I think the light beam is more equally distributed. So this is again low beam, high beam. So much better definitely. I think somewhere here there was a tree which I used. I think those two trees. So let's stop here and show the high beam, low beam, high beam, low beam.